going on, guys? Another video, and today we're going to talk about running and bodybuilding. So just to preface this, I come from more of a running background before I got into bodybuilding, and like I said, that was about a year and a half ago. I may bring it up before in other videos, but yeah, I had an injury during a marathon. Kind of took me out of running for a while. Started devoting most of that energy and effort towards bodybuilding because I had to do something. And now I'm here. This is, like I said, about a year and a half, almost 2 years later. Yeah, I injured myself December 2022. So yeah, coming up on 2 years. But I have a marathon coming up late October, and it's been difficult working it in with the schedule I have, trying to do 2-day workouts. I just found I can't, these long runs that I have, I really can't put a leg workout in those long runs. So I know I've said I go 2 days, 2 workouts per day, but I just can't make it work. It just impacts one or the other too much. So I run 3 days a week, and it's usually like the cycle kind of starts on Wednesday, and it goes Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So this next Wednesday is a 7-mile run, or this Wednesday is a 7-mile run, and so preface that. How does it affect bodybuilding? So I kind of dipped the toes into it as far as the leg piece. That was always a big part when I was working out before I got injured. I would work out in the gym and then do runs, but I never did legs. So it's been a different case here. I'm at a much slower pace than I used to be. I had to work a lot of my form, but I really haven't had too much of an impact on me working out after. So I do a leg workout the day after, going on to those two workouts per day. So it doesn't really affect me in the gym too much. Calves, they're pretty resilient. So there's no problem there. Quads, maybe a little bit tired. I mean, the biggest thing I notice after doing a long run or longer run is my legs. They just look less full, right? I mean, I've been working on them for at some points over an hour. Going into these really long runs at 14, 16, 18 miles. You're on my pace. You're pushing around 2 hours, so they just look a lot less full, and yeah, so it's not gonna impact their gains in any way that I see. I mean, if anything, like I said, like one of my main goals besides the marathon is just trying to get leaner. So, adding in cardio every day, definitely. But at this point, I'm just kind of focusing on the run. So, you're burning lots and lots of calories. I mean, if you're running over an hour, it's usually 800 to 1,000 calories. So that's the benefit of that. But keeping it in a more anaerobic level 3, level 4 heart rate is definitely the sweet spot. You don't want to burn muscle, but yeah. So running and bodybuilding, coming from an experience of running and working out this upper body, it's definitely something to get used to. The injuries, you develop some sort of small tweaks here and there. So sometimes you have to baby it, especially if you're shooting for a marathon or some longer pace. Those tweaks are going to come up in the gym. You have to move around those a little bit, but for the most part, I haven't had any injuries that were really taking me out from doing one whole exercise or whatnot. Just have to lessen the weight, be more mindful. And I mean, you know, especially nowadays when I think of running and bodybuilding, you know, I think of Nick Bear. I've watched him for a while, and he's well, maybe you have someone else you look to when you see this, but to me, he's kind of like, you know, the pinnacle as far as a hybrid athlete and that whole mantra that's going around nowadays. But like I said, it won't really impact your gains that much. Now, if you're just focusing 100% on bodybuilding, probably just stick with, you know, lower intensity cardio, just like walking at a nice pace. But, you know, if you want to take a step level or take that next step and level up in both areas, you won't have an issue really. It's just getting started, getting that routine down, and working through those small tweaks. But yeah, so bodybuilding, running, they kind of go hand in hand. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger used to go on runs all the time, and that was an outlet for him. Phil Heath even used to do it. So there's people, you know, big bodybuilders that did do it. Now, whether they did it to the extent of a marathon, you know, probably not. But for us normal people, it's definitely achievable. Definitely something you can shoot for. And running a marathon is a big achievement for a lot of people, and I know it was a big achievement for me at first. And it's something not a lot of people can say they do. But it's fun. The environment is always a blast, and you know, there's so many different competitions that you can take place in and explore different areas, going to different towns to do marathons, and you know, it's a lot of fun. And you know, I think bodybuilding definitely is cool to have that aesthetic while you're running. Most people see a bodybuilder, they don't expect them to be out running a marathon, which even when I was not bodybuilding, I saw, you know, and and they stick out like a sore thumb. But I saw, you know, a couple here and there when I was doing my marathons, and I always thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys piqued your interest into running and bodybuilding? Like I said, it's a great thing, and yeah, I'm glad to be doing it. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.